Hi, I'm Jimmy. In this video, we're looking at Google preferred shares or Alphabet preferred shares. So, since the start of 2026, Alphabet has raised about $140 billion. Almost 20 billion of that was done in preferred shares. Now, I've been asked a few questions about the uniqueness of these preferred shares and are we better off investing in Google's actual stock, let's say GOOGL, or are we better off investing in GOOGM, which is one of their preferred shares? Now, they have GOOGM and N. They're very similar, so I'm just going to use M as the example. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, a preferred share is essentially, it's kind of like a hybrid investment between a stock and a bond. So there's equity, which is stock, and then there's bonds, which is debt. Well, in the middle of those, some companies issue preferred shares. These particular preferred shares from Alphabet are a bit unique because they're mandatory convertible preferred shares, which means if you bought the preferred share today, I think it's about May of 2029, your shares would get converted into underlying stock. So if we bought one share of GOOGM, which is the preferred share, we'd collect a dividend between now and then 6.25% dividend. So a decent dividend too, considering the company's Google. Well, 6.25% dividend, and at the end, our shares would be converted over into GOOGL. By the way, if we owned the N shares, then those would convert to GOOG. That's really the difference. Again, we're using M as the example. Okay, so the real question is, which one's a better investment, GOOGL or the preferred shares? Should we buy the underlying stock or the preferred shares? Well, it all depends on what we think is going to happen with this stock. Right now, the stock's trading at about $360 per share. The assumption is we're going to buy one preferred share. As of now, it's worth $50.58. Or we're going to invest that $50.58 into the underlying stock, and then we're going to do the math for how it would play out in a few different scenarios. Okay, so scenario one, the stock goes all the way to $400 per share. Up a bit, but the advantage of owning the preferred share is that you actually collect about $9.20 on the way, between now and May of 2029. So you collect $9.20 in every scenario that we go through. One nuance to this is where most, let's say, debt investments, they're going to pay you cash, $9.20 in cash. It's a quarterly dividend, so break that up over all the quarters between now and May of 2029. Well, this one could actually be shares of Google stock, or it could be cash. I'm going to assume it's cash, but it could be shares of underlying stock. It's up to Google, not up to us, just so we're aware. The other nuance here is that I'm saying, all right, the stock at the end, in May of 2029, is at about $400 per share. It actually it's not the final price. It is the VWAP leading up to the final price. VWAP is short for volume weighted average price. So the average price of the 20 days leading up to the conversion over into regular common stock. Well, what was the average price during that time period? So it's not the very final day, it's the average price. The other assumption that I'm making is Google, GOOGL, actually pays a dividend, a small dividend, about 22 cents per quarter was the last quarterly payment. I'm just assuming that stays flat. That's likely to increase a bit, but for our example, I'm just going to assume it stays flat throughout the entire investing period. Okay, so here's how this would shake out. In May of 2029, assuming the stock is right around $400 per share, counting the dividends we received on both tracks, well, the better investment would have been the preferred shares. You would have returned a total return during that entire time period of about 17% if you own the preferred shares, and only about 11.2% if you owned the underlying stock. So in that scenario, the better investment is by far investing in the preferred stock. Well, what if the stock drops? And again, the stock goes from, we paid about $360 per share, assuming we bought the regular stock, or we pay the current price of the preferred stock, but in May of 2029, Google stock is, let's say, $300 per share. Now, clearly, if you own Google's underlying shares and you paid about $361 and change, and now it's $300 per share, now it's May 2029, $300 a share, well, you're down. You would have received some dividend total return, you'd be down about 16%. Well, now, thanks to the fairly substantial dividend that you're receiving from Google, from the Google preferred shares, well, you'd actually be about flat to slightly up. So again, in that scenario, buying the preferred makes more sense. Okay, now what if the stock heads significantly higher or somewhat higher? In this scenario, now the stock is going to go up to $500 per share. So the volume weighted average price leading into May of 2029 is $500 per share. Well, now it's better to own the underlying stock. The preferred share, yes, they gave you a reasonable dividend, but you kind of get capped on the upside. Your total return in that scenario would be just short of 30%. It's like 29.5% total return, which isn't bad, but this introduces the risk of why not just buy the preferreds. It is because if the stock moves meaningfully higher over the next few years, well, to get to that 6.25% dividend, we're essentially capping or limiting our upside. So in that scenario, we'd get just short of 30%. But had we bought the underlying stock itself, we'd be up about 39%. So again, in this scenario, buying the underlying stock makes more sense. Okay, now let's go nuts, and we're going to say that Google shares, the underlying shares, they're going to be at about $800 a share May of 2029. So the stock is up meaningfully. Well, again, in this scenario, as you could imagine, buying actual Google shares makes more sense. Google's actual shares would be up about 121% total return if you bought it today and you held it all the way through May of 2029 and the underlying stocks at $800 per share. Good investment, by the way. Now, the preferred shares didn't do bad. They're up 96 or so percent in May of 2029. Again, this is total return. But now here's where this gets interesting. If we are interested in investing in Google, and let's say we're a little bit concerned about the market pulling back over the next couple of years. Yes, May 2029 is a few years off, but it's not like it's 30 years off. It's, just a couple of years, just a few years away. And in theory, you somewhat limit your upside, but you also protect your downside. That dividend is a fairly meaningful dividend. And in my mind, if we think that the stock could move somewhat higher from here, well, it could make sense to jump in and buy the preferreds. The primary difference between these preferreds and most other preferreds out there is you're going to get to the underlying common stock, whether you like it or not. It's important to know that because we don't want to buy this thinking, oh, great, I can collect 6.25% from Google. It's a fairly reliable company, a fairly safe company, but I can do that for the next decade. Well, it's not going to work like that. You're going to get the common stock, whether you like it or not. In fact, they don't even have to pay the dividend in cash. They could pay it in stock. So if you're trying to avoid the stock, stay far away from this thing. But if you are interested in investing in Google, this could be an interesting way to get into the position and frankly, somewhat protect the downside if we're at all worried about the fair value of the stock over the next few years. Now, I personally already own shares of Google, and when we jump in on the Investors Grow website and look at the fair value of GOOGL's stock, we can see right now the stock looks a bit overvalued. So again, if we're at all worried, I want to get involved in this one, but I think it's priced too high right here. Well, Google Preferred could be an interesting way of doing it. That 6.25% yield is a meaningful yield. That could be a big influencer. So I just wanted to give you an idea of what was happening with these Google Preferreds. They've taken on a ton of debt to build out their whole AI program. And this could be a kind of a nuanced way to get involved in the stock if we think it helps our overall portfolio. But if you're curious, that's how the basic math works. Now, if you want to sign up to get access to the Investors Grow website, where we try to make it quick and easy to analyze companies, value stocks, things like that, I'll leave a link right here, link in the description below. And thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end of the video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.